Brothers and sisters, generals, welcome to another edition of EBX Discussion. And may those do great, and may that great divine protect us and keep us prospering as family, brothers and sisters, generals, who just trying to live a great life, before we even get to the deep spiritual. It's wonderful, to have a sense of balance and centered in oneself, and always honoring thy ancestors, brother and sister who are a general that got many of us in that great divine space that we are in. Salute family far and near, in the world and online. I salute those who just have a right heart, because it's becoming a rarity, takes work, different strokes, different folks, different ways of being raised, taught, but pretty much all of us want to reach that same goal as brother, sister, family, younger or older, just to have peace and just to live our lives, and when we're on that divine path, many things, many great things can come about, as well as challenges and battles, but we stand bold in our greatness, as brother and sister. But speaking on brothers today, and as you can see on my banner and or thumbnail, it's the brother T.I. And I put in the end screen a tribute I gave to Tech Nine, which is one of my favorite artists. Actually, I got a lot of favorite artists, as well as T.I. and many others. But Tech Nine is my all-time favorite. We around the same age, and I just been riding along with brother Tech for a minute. And I'll put in the end screen the first hip hop heavy hitters tribute I did was to that song T.I. and Tech Nine did called Bible, and it was dope. And the brother that did the hook, I should have looked up his name, but the brother that did the hook in that song, let me see if I can remember. If it come to me, I'll mention it in later on in the podcast, or put it in the description, because I think he's a part of that song too. And I put that in the end screen as long with another. I either put a hip hop heavy hitters, or I put a father and son discussion, because my son and we spoke on hip hop on some father and son discussion. Salute to my son, Lord Lamont, my younger son Ethan, all my biological children, and my godchildren. Salute. May that great divine be in their lives, as well as my family. Keep us protected, strong, and prospering, sending out that great protection from that great divine mama nature globally, wherever we are right now. May we have the ultimate peace. It's wonderful. And I'm gonna get into, I got T.I. on my banner. It's like the thumbnail is the before and the banner is the after, because the thumbnail is bring him out. Y'all remember that song? Bring him out. Hot boys, bring him out. Where they at? Bring him out. I thought that was a dope ass beat. And salute to Swizz Beats, Swizz Beats makes some dope ass beats, man. I swear. I go down through songs and I swear his name always pop up. Many other beat makers out there. Salute to all the beat makers, because they are a very important part of music, and tool, especially hip hop. Again, I love all kinds of music, not just hip hop. But those who listen to this channel know I love hip hop. And of course, I'm going to have some reasons and some breakdowns of, brothers have the power. Some of us know we have it, but this is a confirmation. And I'm going to speak on some reasons and ways of staying bold in our greatness, brothers, and it's a wonderful thing. And I think T.I. is a great inspiration of standing bold in one's greatness. All of us have great things deep within, brothers. Just, man, I'm telling you, it's a wonderful space to be. And many other great things will follow, many divine things, when we just walk that strong, firm path, whether brothers in my family or in the world or online. Stick to it, my generals. I'm telling you. And salute to T.I. As I said, the thumbnail is bring him out. And I love that. That's the younger T.I. And then we got the after, which is on the banner here, is No Matter What. That was always one of my favorite songs by T.I. And I thank that great divine for putting it on T.I.'s heart to make some real music. Now we know he made his gangster music and all that kind of stuff, but as I like to say, and as many intelligent brothers know, all of us go through a transformation, some kind of way, one way or another. But I thank T.I. for the brother he has become, you know. And salute to David Banner, who spoke really highly of T.I. And he mentioned in an interview that people didn't have T.I.'s back when he was going through those allegations, and find out that none of it was true, you know, and everybody was slandering him and all that stuff, you know. You know how I go in the social media world, you know, the gavel comes down and you get judged and you ain't even been investigated deeply, you know. But I ain't gonna get too much into that, you know. We got to look at the goodness in our brothers, you know, and the good things they did. And he has helped people. I've heard stories about T.I. helping people. One story I heard is that he pulled somebody out of a burning car. You know, we don't hear about things like that. And there's probably other things he did. You know, nobody's perfect. But one thing I get the sense of, it could be an opinion, that I think brother T.I. has a solid heart. Real talk. That could be an opinion, but I'm sure he's blazed through many fires. Even before he got to the industry, he had already blazed through fires already. So that's probably why, well, I won't say probably, that's mostly why he's able to navigate through this beast we call the industry. So I salute to brothers like that, like David Banner and other brothers like them. Killer Mike, you know, that just stand firm in who they are as a black man, because it can be very, very challenging out here in this world. Any brother in my family, in the world, online, that's standing firm, younger or older, you know, whether we are healthy and just an upright human being as a brother, or we a deep spiritual brother and on fire. You know, we got some warriors out here. Salute. Be thankful for the warriors that's leading the way, you know, deep within, and then it'll radiate on the outside, kind of like melanin I spoke on in a tribute I gave to Whitney Houston, you know. And on that banner I had sisters have the power, you know. Now I'm on brothers have the power, and I know we do. I've seen it, you know. And sometimes we can amaze ourselves, you know, when we just on that right path, and we finally, emphasis on finally, are aware. Remember, like standing on top of a building or a mountain, looking out over the whole world, seeing this so-called matrix for what it is. It's beautiful when a brother is in that space, younger or older. It's even better when they're younger. Real talk, because I can learn from young brothers too, you know. One thing I like to say, you hear me say a lot, never ever get into a space when we think we know everything, but be thankful for the knowledge we have gained or we know, because it's wonderful. Yep. And of course I have a hip hop break, speak on some information, and we're gonna dive even deeper. I want to give some ways and some inspiration on ways to maintain and staying bold in our greatness, and just, you know, sharing stories and how I feel, and conversations I've had with brothers on my job, you know, through the mix of the ups and downs of the job. Be thankful of the brothers and sisters that are real, that we come across on some of these jobs, and I'm gonna speak on some. But I want to speak on the brother T.I. Again, I'm gonna put that tribute I gave T.I., the brother that did the hook, and Tech Nine on that song called The Bible. They got it in, real talk, and it shows Tech Nine on the thumbnail, then it got Tech Nine and the brother that did the hook and T.I. on the banner, and I'll put that in the end screen. And I can't remember what that brother's name was. He had a unique name. Zeus, that's what's his name, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that though. I think the brother name was Zeus that did the hook. Yeah, have you ever seen a Mackie living? You know, that boy, he was very unique. But most people have heard that song. It's an older song, but it's one of my favorites by T.I. and Tech Nine. I thought that was a beautiful collaboration. And as we all know, T.I. got heavy hitters, or on his label, or had heavy hitters, and Tech Nine got some heavy hitters on his label. Real talk, strange music. I love, y'all hear me talk about Tech Nine a lot, and T.I.'s always been one of my favorite artists too, you know. So let's connect with brother T.I. And it's nothing none of us don't already know. I just, you know, I love hip hop, you know, one of T.I. on my channel. Sometimes I have little special tributes to certain artists, you know, but look for the R&B heavy hitters, and it's gonna be Golden School tributes. I'm gonna go into my treasures of vinyl albums I have. We're gonna go into the crates, so look for that. And yeah, so look for that. It's gonna be called R&B heavy hitters, and we're gonna speak on some Golden School. I'm talking about back in the day, you know. I'm gonna dig in them crates, so look for that. And yeah, but let's connect with brother T.I., you know, aka Tip, or Tip aka T.I. All right, let's go. Salute to T.I. for the positive things he has done, and the fires that brother has blazed through. And may that great divine be in his life and protect him and his family. Excuse me, his family. I fumble sometimes. Yep, let's go. That's a part of being human, you know. Accept it. We're human. Let's go. Clifford Joseph Harris Jr. See, I like knowing artists' real names, you know, just to connect with them, as I said. Clifford Joseph Harris Jr., I like that name. Born September 25th, 1980. Known professionally, as we all know, T.I. or Tip, is an American artist. It says singer. I guess they consider him a singer too. Artist, rapper, and singer. Raised in Atlanta, Georgia, as we all know. Harris is credited as a pioneer of hip-hop, which I agree with. Subgenre trap music. Yep, he one of the kings of trap, real talk. Excuse me if I didn't pronounce that right. Subgenre, if I'm not mistaken. Trap music along the fellow Georgia-based rappers Jeezy. I like Jeezy. Gucci Mane. I like some of Gucci Mane's music. He first became acquainted with local music executive Quan KP. Let's say Prather, 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 and joined his company Ghetto Vision Entertainment by the late 1990s. He was led to sign a major label record deal with its parent company, LaFace Records, an imprint of Arista Records in 1999. Is a debut studio album, I'm Serious, 2001, was met with lukewarm critical and commercial reception, becoming his only release with the label. He then signed with Atlantic Records, where he soon reached his mainstream breakthrough and co-founded his own label imprint, Grand Hustle Records, by 2023. Salute. T.I. did his thing. And of course, you know, I got to go to the songs. And Wanna Do That, that's one of my favorite songs. Why you wanna do that, love heart. Why you wanna go and do that, love heart, huh. That's one of I love that song. And it's so much in the swag and the beat, man. Dun down dun 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 dun. T.I. made some cool ass music, real talk. Swag off the chart. So Wanna Do That, that was one of my favorites. Let me see. Live your life. Hey, got no time for no haters. Just live your life. Yep, that's one of my favorites. Of course, we all love that song. I was saying he got some good songs in there, some inspirational songs. And he made a lot of Dead and Gone, which is a favorite. Paper Trail, 2008. No Mediocre, Paperwork, 2014. No Matter What, which is on one's banner. And what you know about that, you know, cool. King, 2006. Stand Up, Urban Legend, 2004. Bring 'em out. There he is. Bring 'em out. I think that's the song. That's the song that's on one's thumbnail, if I'm not mistaken. All right, Urban Legend, 2004. That's All She Wrote, No Mercy, 2010. Go Get It. Yep, we all remember that song. Trouble Man. I love that album. That's one of my favorite albums by T.I. Heavy Is the Head, 2012. Heavy Is the Head. I was kind of going through some challenging times around that year too, real talk. And I used to listen to T.I. that album a lot. See, Upper Echelon, 2013. So salute to T.I. for the positive music he got in there. And I like how he elevated. He started maturing. Like I say, a lot of us go through that transformation stage, and my son's kind of going through that, but he knows positive things. I don't know why we'll get into that. We'll have a father and son discussion soon. So, but I love my son, you know, but he's going through his transformation stage. Sometimes I have to remind myself I was young at one time too, you know, but I just see the good in him. You know, that's all. I just want that great in him, like we all do in our sons or daughters as brothers, because a lot of us are fathers, you know. And rest in peace and in power to the brothers who may have fathers that are no longer with us, which myself, my dad, rest in peace and in power. So I just wanted to give that, part of that ancestry, So salute to T.I., and who has been pretty bold and solid in his greatness, Man, stand bold in our greatness the best way we can, and see the great in other brothers, even through the mix of their challenges, I'm beginning to do that, So salute to T.I. It's kind of a tribute to the brother, always been a fan of his music, and, I love the brothers he's evolved to and changed, and become, and I know he's had challenges with his sons and stuff, we all go through our little challenges, just because, when we in fame and stuff, it's the same kind of challenges with our children, It's just different lifestyles, different settings, different ways of being raised. But, we stay strong like T.I. has and many other artists like him as a brother, So, again, salute to David Banner for the wonderful things he had to say about T.I. And just stay with it, brother T.I. And I remember, I think it was a video clip of his son. I forget what son it was. It was the one that be in the media, that was in the media. And they were laughing and joking. And I remember, because I don't comment a lot. This has probably been a couple years ago, 2-3 years ago. And I just put in there, it's nice to see the brother laughing and having fun. You know what I mean? Because you see all the drama all the time. So it's just nice to see one and any brother, just enjoying themselves and enjoying their family, So those are the types of things I like to comment on, not the drama, maybe things that you may see content creators discussing, something like that. I might place my opinion, but the drama shit, the gossiping and the clout chasing and all that, no. That's why I don't comment a lot. I only comment when I really feel something to say, real talk. So that's just me. To each is his own. But again, I remember I made that comment. So I always like T.I. music. And I thank that great divine that he made some positive music. And he has made some positive impact on a lot of people's lives. You know what I'm saying? So, and he's been through the wars. He know what it's like. So salute to T.I. And again, I remember I was speaking on Jay Pharaoh, who does a wonderful impression of T.I. And I played a clip of it right here on my channel when I did a comedy heavy hitters. And I think I'll put that in the end screen. It was a comedy heavy hitters where I spoke on Chris Rock and, just one's opinion and perspectives I had on comedy and Chris Rock and other comedians. And Jay Pharaoh was one of them. And I played a little clip in there of an impression that he did of T.I. And it was so funny and dead on. Yeah, but we all know T.I. got a sense of humor, and he did have a passion for comedy, which I appreciated. I remember the flack he took for doing comedy. I do what you do, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't say nothing about one, trying to do something, because something I notice about a lot of artists, it's a lot of things they can do outside of singing or rapping. They have other skills that they just never brought to the forefront. And I think T.I. have always had that comedic bone in him, but he just never presented it or knew how to present it. So I thought it was pretty funny. He wasn't trying to rule comedy. He was just doing something that he probably always felt and wanted to do it. So because I like that movie called The Trap. It was hilarious. With Mike Epps and a young DC Fly, and there was a lot of other comedians in there. Duvall, what's his name? Duvall, if I can say his name right. He's a comedian. Duvall, I can't say his name. I hate chopping up people's name. But anyway, all the other comedians that was in, everybody was funny. The sister, the ghetto girlfriend of Mike Epps that was in the movie, she was hilarious. She ended up blowing up. So, and you can tell that movie was it wasn't from Hollywood. He made it. So salute to T.I. for that. And another skill he showed in there, cooking. And I think T.I. can cook in real life, if I'm not mistaken. I think I seen some clip of him cooking or talking about cooking. I think he had a restaurant, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I do remember, don't quote me, but I think I do remember T.I. opening up a restaurant in Atlanta, Georgia, if I'm not mistaken. So I think he does have a passion or a skill for cooking. Because that was unique seeing that in the movie when he was a chef, because that's dope. Because I cook for a living, cook / chef. So I can kind of relate to brother T.I., So again, just how I do, just give little tributes, and we'll segue into Brothers have the power. And I wanted to kind of read some reasons and summaries on, how we say brother and what it really means. And it's a deeper meaning. It's nice when we come across real brothers, whether they're in our families or someone we meet in the world or online. So again, salute to David Banner, Swizz Beats, and brother T.I. And again, David Banner, real brother. Love the brother he's evolved into and become. Very powerful words, dropping a lot of jewels out there. Salute. And Killer Mike, because Killer Mike and T.I. were brothers. Not biological brothers, but you know what I mean, brothers. I've seen them on interviews and panels together. Salute to Killer Mike, real talk, who we all know is real. Yep. So again, salute to T.I. Just wanted to connect with the brother, and wanted him on my channel. I love hip hop, and I got respect for the art. I really do. And we all have to evolve and go through our transformation. Again, thus my son, Lord Lamont. One love. Yeah, and look for a father and son discussion soon. I don't know when, but soon. And again, rest in peace and in power to L'Oreal Lyrical, which is my cousin I speak on, and she was the architect of hip hop and technology and all this shit. Like I said, she was a true genius. The girl never even hardly went to school and was so dang on intelligent. It was ridiculous though. So salute and rest in peace and in power, my cousin L'Oreal Lyrical. All right. Now, I got a few things I want to speak on, and of course we're gonna get to this hip hop break, and got like 3 songs I'm gonna play, just something to touch them chakras and inspire us and lift us up, like T.I. did on some of those songs. Yep. So again, salute T.I. and his family, with that great divine be in his life and protect him and anybody I spoke on besides him. Real talk, y'all know how I do it. Divine protection above and beyond, globally, from my family to yours, in the world and online, because we stand in bold in our greatness, and we're harboring positive energy, for ourselves, for our brothers, sisters too. Just speaking on our brothers for a moment, and be a positive, powerful force no matter what, and be unmovable, brothers. Be unmovable. Study things, every little quirk, anything that tinkers or bother us, whether it's health, mental, or spiritual. Pinpoint it, deal with it, never let things fester, so we can stay, being bold in our greatness as brothers, because it is so beautiful when, it's so amazing when we connect with the real brother. And I want to speak on my brother Will I work with, and a sister I connect with. Her name's Sister Bev. I call her Aunt Bev. And she one of them, Aunt Bev. She remind me of Monique. She speak her mind. But we were speaking on like the P. Diddy situation, and Brother Will. Salute to Brother Will. We have some deep discussions on the job, and we got to hold on to moments like that when we connect with brothers that, might disagree to agree on some things, but connect. You know what I'm saying? Real, recognize real. It's beautiful. And that's also what I see in Killer Mike, David Banner, and T.I. Real talk, real, recognize real, real talk. Yeah, but Brother Will, and he looked like Mike Tyson. He looked like Mike Tyson / George Foreman. He got this big build. He bald headed, and he got this walk, man. He kind of walked like Tyson too, built like him, but the coolest brother ever. But I swear he looked like Tyson. But we were speaking on, he and I, Brother Will on my job, and this other sister I work with, I call Aunt Bev. We was speaking on the P. Diddy situation. And maybe not all artists, because I don't get into it too deep. I'm aware of the industry thing and the court cases and all the lawsuits and all that mess. Now, not all celebs or artists, but some didn't even have a chance, because some had mental health issues before they even got into the industry. So I'll just say this. Now, not all artists, and I don't condone what some celebs or artists may have done, but a lot of them, and what my brother Will and Aunt Bev, what we were saying is they were victims too. They never had it. Like P. Diddy, he never had a chance. He was a victim before he even went into the industry. He already had, this is just one's opinion. He already had mental health issues going into the industry. And I look at P. Diddy as a brother that never got help. Same as R. Kelly and some now, not all, just one's perspective, just never got help. He never had a chance. And once he went into the industry, those mental flames he had within just got flamed and just got fanned even more when he got into the industry and never got any help. He never had, well, he might have had people around him that was trying to tell him the right thing. But once he got in too deep, he wasn't able to think anymore. Once he committed certain acts, it was like it was too late, and so I just say I call down protection, and from that great divine, and give protection to those who fell victim to the manipulative beast of the industry. Now, I'm saying not all, but some, because some fell victim, and the ones that are not with us, may they rest in peace and in power. So I'll just put a period in that. I'll stop right there. But that's just, that's kind of how, because I know, man, the industry can be looked at as a very powerful illusion. I quote that from Dave Chappelle, So some never had a chance. So that's why how I look at, some celebs or artists. So, all right, I just wanted to touch on that because that's something my brother Will I work with. Salute, brother Will, and I work with. I call him the real deal Will because he does. He state his opinion. He keep it real, And salute to Bev. I call her Aunt Bev that I work with. Yeah, so that was just some conversations that because we talk about it a little bit, but we don't, get too deep into it, But I observe and see what's going on and come up with my little perspectives, So that's kind of how I see it. All right. But, and that's what being a true brother is really all about. Getting to the core and to the real issue and not just looking at the celebrity gossip and the things to clout chase and really see why things happen or why certain brothers do what they do. You know what I mean? And I've learned to do that, and we call that what many of us philosophers say. We call that assessing, and I tell you, yep. So this is an affirmation that I say a lot. And I would like to give this advice to other brothers. Say, thou shalt not be moved. When things are trying to mess with us, whether it's person, place, thing on the outside of us, say, thou shalt not be moved. Give us a chance to think and step back. Know when to step back, when to step forward, but it takes a lot of willpower and not being in toxic environments and just knowing, what we should do and not do, And our gut always let us know whether we do it anyway or not. Our gut always let us know. We always had that voice inside of us that go, Some of us listen to it. Some of us don't. But again, I call down protection from that great divine. For those brothers out there, younger or older, that may be having some kind of struggle, especially if it's circumstantial. And again, I would say, I'm calling down protection on those who fell victim to the beast we call the industry, those who did, All right. Now, because, that's the empathic part of me. But I do understand that some have to take accountability. I do realize that. But as we all know, we know how powerful that beast we call the industry can be and highly weird and all that shit. It's all out there now. It's not a secret. Real talk. So, all right. Well, I want to get to this hip hop break. And we're going to dive into the importance of looking at each other as a brother. You know what I'm saying? And how powerful, same brother and sister, how powerful that is. And it's more than just throwing it around. So we're going to go to this hip hop break. And we're going to come back. And I want to keep inspiring those who are listening to let you know that brothers have the power. If we only knew. Some of us do know, but we have to do things to maintain our power, and always connect to those around us who are real and have that power. Because as I like to say, we in the righteous circles. We'll know who the real ones are. Real, recognize real all day, every day, and I will be back after this. And I got some summaries and some reasons and some breakdowns on the importance of looking at each other as brothers and not side-eyeing each other and sizing each other up. And I mean, we can assess each other. Of course, we got to protect ourselves from toxic brothers and stuff like that. It's unfortunate, but when we have practiced or studied human nature over time, We will learn the word of, we will know and learn the meaning of differentiation. We'll know who wants help, or who is it because of, who are maybe struggling, in the mental or the spiritual because of circumstantial things, or those who are just flat out evil within. As I said, blind ignorance is so freaking very dangerous. Real talk. So that's another reason why we study the core, so we can prevent things. Ounce of prevention worth a pound of cure. I know we hear that a lot, but it's so freaking very true. And we can breathe when we prevent things, and don't keep repeating things. Again, it's for me too. Can't keep repeating the same toxic thing and expect a different result. We just be a hamster on the wheel, waiting on that pellet. But you know what? There's unity and opportunity, and there's opportunity and unity. And that can go two ways, because opportunity and unity can be a reality, but it's also in the word. And everything happens in his life for a divine reason. It's a reason why the word unity is in the word opportunity. So that's what we're going to play here next. And I'll be back with a couple more songs. One of them real short. And let me see. The next song will be Who We Are, Know Who We Are. And the one after that will be Insight. And and I'll be back. Okay. And and we're going to break down. And I want to confirm that brothers have the power. Again, stand bold in our greatness, brothers. Be back after this. Salute.
Shit. Wake up music. Brothers and sisters. Yeah. What the heck we waiting for? When we can have so much more. Opportunities knocking at the door. Yeah. Knocking at the door. Brothers and sisters, what the heck we waiting for? Yeah. And we can have so much more. Opportunities knocking at the door. Yeah. A man is knocking at the door. Brothers and sisters, what the heck we waiting for? And we can have so much more. Opportunities knocking at the door. Yeah. A man is knocking at the door. Brothers and sisters, what the heck we waiting for? I gotta see, making sure we clear out in these streets. Gotta be a beast righteously, making sure we clear and we on our feet. Protection for our family. I gotta stay firm and watch out for the greed. And yeah, we'll be good. A man up in the soul. I'm trying to trust my family, sisters, and all my bros. And yeah, be a warrior and a general. And in this life, be bold and never ever fold. I gotta keep the spirit so deep in thee. In this life, this the only way that I can be the E. The same way I am, I want you to be too. I want us to be happy in this life and make it through. I want us to be happy, never having no blues. And man, it feels so good, man, when we true. What the heck we waiting for? Opportunities knocking at the door. A man is knocking at the door. A man, we have so much more. A man, we can get so much more. Brothers and sisters, what the heck we waiting for? What the heck we waiting for? Opportunity, man, it's knocking at the door. Man, I'd have been through a lot of things, but I'm here today, and I got the same brain. I'm thankful for my brothers and my children and my family. I always talk about that, man, on every beat. Man, so deep, embedded, all up in my bones. How I stay up in this life on these songs, and I stay strong. Stay and stick with that divine zone in my spirit. In this life, we keep on going, we can hear it, man, so deep within. It's the only way that we can win. And we do the process every day, again and again. Thanking that great divine. Every day I wake up, I'm trying to touch my family, brothers and sisters, man, stay tough. Woo! We got so much more. What the heck we waiting for? Opportunities knocking at the door.
Real talk, brothers and sisters, but especially my brothers, because that's what this for. Opportunity. And we can sense it. We can sense the change around us. That's the opportunity knocking at the door. Like things that's going on over in Africa. That's the beginning of the knock. And it's a long time coming, you know? It's wonderful, you know? I mean, that's why I say I would never talk down on Africa. Mama Africa. Salute to Mama Africa. Real talk. I'm going to do a podcast. A tribute to Mama Africa. I do tributes to celebrities and family and brothers and sisters. I'm going to do a tribute to Mama Africa. And you know what? That's going to be the next podcast. Real talk. And I'm going to do a little studying and read a little bit on it, because there's a lot of things that I don't know about Mama Africa. But one thing I do know is I love it. And I'll never send no negative energy toward that way. You know, I think Africa's been through enough. You know, we have to be one, again, even before we get to the deep spiritual, we have to be one to add to humanity and or culture. If we're not doing those things, then what the fuck are we doing? Real talk. And I'm not even talking about it in a big way, just in our personal lives. Just, you know, be as right as we possibly can, you know, and, things will come. And again, many of us that are wise or up in levels of awareness or age, we know things can come from great decisions, you know, small or big. Real talk. Because what we put out is what we always get back. That's facts. Good or bad. Just keep on living. As my grandmother used to say, rest in peace and in power. And I'm telling you, we better know who we are. Real talk. So it's the next song. And I'll be back. Again, we're going to get into them summaries of the importance of looking at each other as brothers. And that's family, biological, or in the world, or online. Real talk is important because it gets embedded in our soul. Everything will always come back to how we are in the core of our soul. Can't get away from that. You know, that's me, anybody. So that's why we maintain standing bold in our greatness and knowing as brothers we have the power. Be back.
Yeah, EBX, brothers and sisters, generals, yeah, salute, be who we are, don't tear nobody down to be no star, brothers and sisters, who we are, don't tear nobody down to be no star. Brothers and sisters, gotta be who we are. Don't tear nobody down, to be no star. Brothers and sisters, be who we are. Don't tear nobody down, to be no star. Brothers and sisters, time to bring that grace, there's no mistake, there's one displaced. Every challenge I will face, giving up, no way, can't be phased. Too many souls that I wanna save, strong deep within, never ever will I be no mental case. One sees in this world, in the streets, every day, this is what I teach. At the same time I lay in this life, I never be gone. Man, when I stay in these songs, my spirit will live on. Want us to have no fear and always be strong. Woo! Gotta be who we are. Don't tear nobody down to be no star. Brothers and sisters, be who we are. Don't tear nobody down to be no star. I can't stop leader, always teacher. I'm a beast, a righteous leader, so committed to being free. Want us to win, you and me. Why can't we see? Agree to disagree. Make that fucking devil just flee. I will always rock. I love hip hop. I'm underground. I'm on the bottom. Fuck the top. Nothing but love. I got it a lot. It's in me. I'm trying to make a scene. In our brain. Never be insane. I stay in our lane. We can do this. Won't have to place no blame. Yeah, we are. Yeah, don't tear nobody down to be no star. Brothers and sisters, be who we are. Don't tear nobody down to be no star. Brothers and sisters, gotta be who we are. Don't tear nobody down to be no star. Brothers and sisters, yeah. It feels so good when we are authentic and be who we are. With that great divine, deep within, gotta be who we are. Don't tear nobody down to be no star. Brothers and sisters.
Real talk. Don't tear nobody down to be no star. Real talk. Man, be who we are. Because it's going to come back around anyway. I mean, real talk. So You know, some people just never learn. You know, that's why we got to give them that insight. You know, and got another little story about T.I. that I didn't mention, and I'll speak on that. This is another little song called Insight, but it's shorter because you got to have that insight in this life, righteous insight. You know, from within and work our way out. Righteous ripple effect, like the brother doing over there in Africa. Salute. All right, be back after this. Insight.
Insight, EBX. Here to give some insight. Never go out without a fight. Don't give a damn what it look like. Keep on going, must do right. So equipped, benefits in this light. No longer misfit. Feels nice, it's a good freaking vibe on the song. Gotta stay strong, protection in our homes. Gotta stay here and stay in that divine zone. Yeah, insight. Gotta keep it right. That insight, gotta keep it right. One is real, like the heel. Inner peace can't steal. Gotta learn just to chill, man. Yeah, that's the deal. Breaking through barriers with divine will. Take the red or blue field. Stand tall, never kneel. Love ourselves, keep it sealed. Power, man, will ignite. Be gone, parasite. Man, we here and ready for the fight. Gotta give that insight, insight. Gotta give it right, yeah, that insight.
Real talk. I love that little clip. I was feeling it that day. Yeah. One is real, keep it sealed. Yeah. Gotta learn just to chill in my heart. That's the deal. Yeah, I love it. I love hip hop. I love it. I love it a lot. I really do. I love it. All right, now we're gonna get back to the mojo, my brothers. And let's see, of course, the computer acting crazy. Yeah, we're gonna get back to the mojo. All right, brothers and sisters, sorry for the pause, but thank those that's been riding along. Current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view, I salute you and thank you. You know, because you took that time out of your day. You know, there are many great content creators out there, so the fact that you took the time to listen to a brother, I appreciate you, and I don't take it for granted. Yep, got to find this mojo. Okay, here we go. All right, let's get it. All right, mojo. And let's go, brothers and sisters. And brothers and sisters, but of course, this is for the brothers. And again, brothers have the power. Don't forget it, you know. And I always remember that we're human. That's why when I do these podcasts and stuff, I don't even edit it. You know, I just go with it. You know, if you have a divine spirit within you and you feel something like, let's say we wake up. As soon as we wake up, information just downloads in our mind. Hang on to that. You know, study it, ponder it, see why you're getting it, and make sure. And I'm talking about if righteous things coming into your mind, you know, and because some days I wake up and things will just be flowing in my mind. You know what I mean? Things just, I don't know. I just get this inspiration out of nowhere. Go with that, you know, and express it if you may. You know, it's not always about having a platform, but it's wonderful having a place of expression, because it gets to the point where it's about getting things up out of us as a brother, you know. So we won't harbor things. The only thing we should harbor is positive energy. Push that bad shit right on out, so we can be bold in our greatness, like the brother T.I. was. Real talk. And I got a story about T.I. and it's definitely a brother that has the power, and we all do. You know, we can learn from each other, even a young brother. Teachings and jewels can come from anywhere. We just got to be ready and have our pineal gland open to receive the righteous things of life. Now, I'm a segue into why brothers have the power and the importance and the power of saying brother and seeing ourselves as brother and sisters. But of course, speaking on my brothers. All right, now I got a story about T.I. I actually seen T.I. in real life. I seen him of course, he won't remember me. I was in the crowd. But he came to my hometown, Decatur, Illinois. He came. We got this thing called Decatur Celebration, and it was a while ago. I don't know, maybe about 5, maybe a little more than 5 years ago. I don't remember. But he came there and put on a heck of a show. It was nice to see T.I. He's short dude, but put on a heck of a show. So that was just a little story I had. I actually got to see the brother live in my hometown. I got a video of it on my Facebook page, and I couldn't see it because of the lighting and stuff. So it was the lighting made it a little blurry, and so of course the sound was real loud, so it's a little distorted. But I do got a video clip of it on my Facebook page. I can't remember the last time I've been on Facebook. I don't even go on Facebook. Again, you won't see me on any of these outlets. I don't have a TikTok account. I have an Instagram, but I'm barely on there because it's always bullshit on there most of the time. Let me see. X, very seldom on there. I'm bored with it all. It's like I'm burnt out on it. And I'm mostly on YouTube most of the time, but it's only when I'm feeling a divine reason to inspire one and speak on something. That's why I call it EBX discussion. And again, remember, brothers, a place of expression. And, we go beyond the platform. It, like Malcolm X said, it starts with a righteous thought and then it turns into action. But it's wonderful to get the thought, especially if we're thinking of doing something good, then we turn it into action. And then it makes our speaking that much more authentic. It's beautiful. When we're actually doing what we're saying and saying what we're doing, it's beautiful. It can be challenging for some of us, but then after a while, it becomes seventh nature. And a lot of us brothers, have begun to see the power that we have. It's wonderful. And we're not talking about a power over something or someone, just that divine power within. When we deflect all bad choices and toxic shit from person, place, or thing on the outside. It's wonderful. Now, I want to dive in the essence and in one's perspective, the importance of looking at each other as brothers. Sisters too, but I'm kind of speaking on brothers, but I'm gonna involve sisters because I say that more. And I say my sister, like it's another sister I work with. I call her Sister Nay. And a beautiful sister, beautiful skin, and beautiful soul, beautiful spirit. I've never came at her, I never hit on her, nothing like that. I have great conversations with her. And I say my sister, and she has that mentality. She's, she says brother or sister. It's wonderful to connect with those like that. I don't know why people are so leery of saying my brother and my sister, but I don't know. It's empowering to me. All right. In essence, calling someone brother or sister within the black community is a powerful expression, like I just said, of unity. Remember, the word unity is in the word opportunity. Ponder that. Shared heritage and mutual support, deeply rooted in history and or culture. It's crazy. We all came from not all came from the same thing, but as far as how black people have been done, we all can relate to that. But of course, we got division and et cetera, et cetera. All right. The thing is, black men in this country invented the term bro as a cultural marker. It arose from the black church, where black men had made a custom of adding brother to another man's name when addressing him, both as a term of endearment and respect. I would rather say brother than nigga, but that's just my opinion, because nigga sounds negative to me. It really does. A brother just sounds more formal, more polite, Yep. So, and those who are our brothers or sisters, you know what I'm saying? So, all right, because as I like to say, this quote I always get from Brother Kwaku, we don't have to judge no one, because those who commit evil acts or undermining things, if they're healthy, nothing wrong with them, they bring judgment upon themselves. Thank you, Brother Kwaku. I learned that from him. All right, and many other brothers that I have met on this wonderful path, as well as my own family. Real talk, because that's where the foundation starts, at the family. Like I was saying a few minutes ago, some of these artists and celebs never stood a chance, Again, great protection. I'm calling it down from that great divine for those who fell victim to that fucked up ass beast we call the industry. Those who are no longer with us and those who are here. Real talk. All right. Remember, that's one's perspective. That's all. But again, I don't condone what some artists or celebs have done. They have to take accountability too. But we all know the other side of that so-called matrix. Let's go. Sense of kinship. Still talking about saying brother and the power. The brothers have the power. These terms signify a strong sense of kinship, shared history, and solidarity within the community. They express a deep connection and mutual support, often transcending biological family ties and/or who are not family ties. You know, because sometimes you can have those outside your family that's more family than your family. It's unfortunate. But it's a reality. Real talk. It's always it's a way of acknowledging shared experiences and a common humanity. Beautiful. Like I said, if you're not giving to humanity and or culture, or just being, if you're just flat out evil and just doing undermining things, what the heck are you here for? Real talk. You're just wasting time, taking up space on this planet. And that can be anybody, high status, low status. If you're evil and rotten to the core, you're just taking up space. All right. And remember, it ain't always doing things in the spotlight. It's just being a righteous human being, as a brother. All right. Historical origins. The practice of using brother and sister dates back a long time, potentially as an, archaism, in older English. Archaism. I can't read this. It's a word I don't use in my vocabulary. Forgive me. Archaism. Archaism. So forgive me. I'm gonna move on. In older English, where familial terms were used for close friends. Yeah, like I just said, family. Like if those outside our families are considered our brothers, sometimes better than our family. Again, unfortunate, but a reality. Within the context of slavery in America, these terms may have also developed as a way to build bonds, emphasis on bonds, unity, and solidarity among enslaved people who were often separated from their biological families. And that's why, and you know what? That's another reason I don't talk down on Africa, because I've done some research on parts of our history and some of the traumas. And that's when we have to be an empath. Close our eyes even if we have to, and imagine ourselves in that space that are some of our slaves. It's not going back to the past. It's like going back in time, so to speak, as an empath, and just putting ourselves in their shoes, so to speak, and seeing what they saw out of their eyes, what they went through. Like, again, I used this analogy before. Imagine yourself eating dinner with your family. We're talking about a brother that's with his wife, and he got his kids, and they're eating. Y'all just having family time, and somebody just busts in and just invade your house and assaults the dad, and I'm speaking in code, assaults the dad in a really harsh way. Let's just put it on the table. Let's say what it is. Sodomizes the dad in front of the family. Now just think about that. Now some parts of our history and our ancestors, this is what they went through a lot of times. Some every day. Never know what was going to happen from day to day. So imagine living like that, or living in, as I heard from a brother that lives in Africa that I listened to actually, said there's dungeons over there. And that's something I heard from somebody else. I actually didn't research that. I actually heard that from another brother that actually lives in Africa. And he said that it's dungeons over there that they used to keep them in. It was like caves, and they had piles of shit in the corner, and you know what I'm saying? And it said it was so bad that you can still smell the odor to this day. And we talking about decades upon decades ago. You know what I'm saying? And they used to call them castles or something, he said, but they were underground caves. And he said that the odor that was in those caves, you could still smell it. And he said when you go in there, it's horrifying, So that's why I never talk down on Mama Africa, and I don't ever say, I ain't over there, I ain't African. We in some way, shape or form, we're all connected to Mother Africa, whether we like it or not. Now, that's just one's opinion and or theory. But you see what's going on in Africa now. I'm telling you, things are flipping and changing. as well as bad things that's going on in the world. But it's a lot of great things going on too. And a lot of it is going on in Africa, real talk. But again, there's a lot of suffering all over the world. Homelessness, people suffering. I always speak on things like this. This is what keeps me humble, keeps me grateful, keep me speaking. That's one's motivation. Thinking of those who are suffering. My son, Lord Lamont, he's been homeless before. I have. A lot of us have. You'd be surprised. A lot of the speakers and content creators, leaders in the world, online, a lot of us or them have been homeless. Some have had near-death situations, So that's what made me cling to saying my brother. You know what I mean? Because I have run across some real, good brothers in the world and online, as well as one's family. So be thankful for the righteous brothers in our mix, because they are out there. Of course, we got the toxic ones, evil ones, some that are just victims, some that are not aware, some that are aware. But it got brothers maybe like me, not saying that I'm perfect, because I'm not. But when we got our mind, body, heart, and soul going in the right direction, and we on fire, we got that willpower connected to that great divine Mama Nature and Mama Africa. You tell me what can stop a brother. Real talk, like Brother T.I., still standing firm today. Real talk, and the fires he went through, and he's bumped shoulders with that beat, so he know what it is. You know what? And that's what I'm saying. T.I., it's like when he went through his fires before he even got to the industry, that was like that, and that was kind of a good. It wasn't good, that maybe he sold drugs or whatever, but everything happens for a divine reason. That's something my mom always say. So some things we have to go through to get us to, so we can learn from. So when we do get to that higher self or that higher level, so we have to go through some challenges. So we'll know what not to do. What we do righteous in the present will always and forever benefit us in the future, hands down. So that was just a little breakdown and some music I wanted to play, of course, and a salute and a tribute to T.I. And keep doing what you're doing, brother. Stay connected to your family. Stay away from the bull, which I'm sure he does. That's why he's still standing firm today. And again, salute to Killer Mike, David Banner, Swiss Beats for the awesome beats he made. I'm dope at every song I look up. I swear it's Swiss Beats name on there. And all the great beat makers and artists out there that really truly care about their craft and or passion. And that's whatever craft that is, from music to content creating to knowing how to discipline children to, being right in your heart and not getting into bad shit, because that's part of having a skill too, just being right within. Many things come when we're just seeking righteousness, and not looking at it as a corny thing. It's having a great life well into our golden years, so we can teach others coming behind us. Our young brothers, got young brothers that's just stuck, under that conditioning and don't know no better sometimes. But sometimes we can get them to come out from under that spell, and unfortunately, sometimes we can't. But be thankful for the young brothers that are standing on fire and intelligent and are doing good things and giving good causes and dropping jewels out there. So be thankful. Like my son, Lord Lamont, he's gonna be all right. He's still here for a reason. So think about that, my brothers, my biological brothers in my family, brothers in the world and online. Thank you for coming in to another edition of EBX Discussion. And again, stand boldly in our greatness, brothers. Never ever. Giving up is not even an option. We ponder things, if it's something that's a challenge, put it on the back burner. We don't forget about it. We come up with the most simplest, best solution, whether it's for the world, our personal lives. Never ever lose that power that we have, my brothers. We have it. It's just waiting to be ignited and come out. But of course, it got to be attached to something right. And, don't be living in a world of illusion like the media, social media. I'm telling you, never. This is something I'll say too. Never underestimate the power of the media and or social media. Even when we're positive, we have to budget our time, our spirit, our mind, real talk, our body. Make sure we're paying attention to our health. That's for me too. Because I want us to be on fire out here. Life can be great. It really can. Amongst all the things that's going on in this world, be aware of a little bit of everything. budget our awareness, but be aware, you know. And again, salute to T.I. and those brothers I spoke on. And again, keep doing your thing, T.I. Stay connected to your family and that great divine, you know, and that great divine, as well as brothers in my family, brothers all over the world, calling down great protection for ourselves and from ourselves, so we never ever become our own worst enemy, you know. And think of all the fires that we have blazed through, my brothers. And never ever forget, you heard it from EBXCARES, and this brothers in the world, online, and my family. Be a general, you know, and stand bold in our greatness, and always know, brothers, we have the power. Just keep on living. Salute.